What is the point of eternal hell? Hi, my name is Rabbi Shmuel Kopel, and I'm about to answer you this very important question. So many people are scared and fearful of dying and going to an eternal hell, damnation, punishment, pain, etc. Now, why do people make these claims, and is there any truth to these claims themselves? I'm going to answer some of these questions, but before I do, I want to ask you a personal favor. If you have not done it yet, please click the subscribe button right below this video. And once you hit the subscribe button, a bell will appear. Click the bell as well, and you will be informed of every single time I upload a new video. Now, there is a very big difference between spirituality and religion. Okay, a religion has a specific interest in getting you to be part of a certain club. Okay, and many religions or many factions within a religion has no, they have no care in the world of actually telling the truth. It's not part of their program. It's not what they want to do. They don't care about the truth. They care about you being connected to them so that they can build a community, that they can make money off of you, so that they can control you. Okay, so that is what many religions do, or many factions within religions. They don't care about the truth. They just care about what will get you to follow them more. Now, if you go back a few hundred years before most normal people were enlightened, anybody that came up with a wild claim, people would accept it. So if I say, hey, if you jump up 3 times, you will cure your headache. You'll have a lot of people with headaches jumping up 3 times and then wondering why it doesn't work if it has to work because you said so, right? And they would think that maybe they're not really having a headache. Maybe they only think they're having a headache because, hey, they jumped 3 times and their headache hasn't gone yet. Maybe it's their feelings that are messed up and not the actual statement. I know this sounds pretty crazy, but it is still somewhat true today that people just believe whatever somebody says and that's it. Now, if there are 2 religions that are battling for followers and everybody's just listening to what they say, what would be a better way of getting you to follow them? By saying, hey, listen, if when you die, you might get a little bit of punishment for not joining our religion or for not doing what we say you should be doing, right? And the other religion says, no, you're going to go to hell forever and you're never going to get out of it and you're going to be suffering for eternity. Which is more scarier? Obviously, eternal hell. So, eternal hell is the scariest possible narrative that anybody could give. And so it would be an obvious reason why a religion that doesn't give a hoot about truth, they don't care about what's real and what's true, they only care about you following them, they will come up with the most drastic narrative of an eternal hell to scare the pants out of you more than any other religion could scare you. I want to actually, let's just take the comparison. Imagine if you believe everything you say and you have 2 people. One guy says you're going to go to hell for a year. Another guy says you're going to go to hell for eternity. Well, you'll say, hey, if I join the hell for eternity religion and this one's wrong, well, I'll only go to hell for 1 year, right? But what happens if the opposite is true? What happens if the eternal hell religion is true and I choose the hell for 1 year? What happens now? Now I go to hell for eternity. So it's almost like people who are even confused may say the better choice is to go with the religion. Let's go with the religion that says there's eternal hell, because if they're right, we're going to be eternally damned. Whereas if the other one's right, okay, well, we went to the wrong religion, we're only going to get partial hell. So psychologically, eternal hell is a very powerful statement. But is it true or isn't it true? Is there eternal hell or isn't there? Now, I haven't died yet, thank God, or maybe I died in the past, but I don't remember it. So I can't tell you really what's after death. I could only tell you certain basic logical facts. And if you listen carefully, and I'm asking you to listen to the end, you will never fear eternal hell for the rest of your life. Now, why would anybody ever punish somebody else? I want you to think about this. Why would you, as an individual, punish somebody else? There's only two reasons that you'll ever punish somebody. You either punish somebody out of love or out of hate. If you hate somebody, you want them to suffer, right? If you love somebody, you still may punish them. A parent very often will punish their child. Why would a parent punish their child? Does the parent love their child? Of course they love their child. The reason a parent is going to punish their child is in order to get an outcome that is better than the pain, right? The pain is worth the gain. If a child runs in the street and the father knows that the only way to get the kid away from being hit by a car is to kick the kid in the face so that he flies the other way. And it's just the kid's running in the street, the car is coming, and the only way for me to prevent my child from getting hit by the car is to kick the kid in the face so that the kid goes away from the car. I will kick my kid in the face. Why? Because getting hit by the car is much worse, right? So therefore, I say better my kid gets a little pain than a lot of pain. Right? That is the only way a loving person or a loving anything can give pain to something they love is if there will be an outcome that justifies the pain. Now, the interesting thing is that the religions that preach eternal hell is the same religion that speaks about a loving God. He really loves you. And that's why he doesn't want you to go to eternal hell. What? Hello? If he loves you, there is no point of eternal hell because there is no outcome. If you're going to be in hell and in pain for eternity, there is no outcome that is worth putting you through that pain. And therefore, by definition, if eternal hell exists, the creator of eternal hell is a hateful God, not a loving God, a hateful God. And he hates anybody that doesn't side with him, that doesn't do what he says, and he hates them. So if that God even loves somebody, if he loves anybody, it's under a condition. I have a condition to that love, not unconditional love. And the interesting thing is that the same religions that speak about eternal hell speak about God's eternal unconditional love. And the fact is, they are logically inconsistent. It is impossible for a God that has eternal hell. It is impossible for that person or that God or that existence to have unconditional love because they contradict. Sorry, bro. You can't have them both. So if you hear a religion that preaches that there is a God that has unconditional love, but will throw you in hell if you don't do what he says forever, you know for a fact that that religion is a total scam. It is a scam because they don't connect. Make up your mind. Now, there are some people that try to argue, well, if you are going to listen to God, so then he's going to love you and he's going to take care of you. But if you don't listen to him, there's a devil, and the devil is going to grab you and put you in eternal hell. Right? First of all, if you're doing what the devil wants, why would the devil punish you? If anything, the devil should reward you. So you'll go to eternal hell and you get rewarded in hell forever. Why would the devil punish you for being on his side? On the contrary, if the devil wants you on its side, it should reward you for doing things that are bad. And as a matter of fact, many religions that speak about the devil speak about the fact that he'll come and he'll reward you in this life in order to then trap you after death. But again, why would he do that? Why would he trap you after death? If you did what he wanted, why wouldn't he do that? Why wouldn't Why wouldn't he reward you for that? Doesn't make any sense. Furthermore, eternity needs to be controlled by the eternal God. So if a God is eternal, then it can then make something eternal. If it's not eternal, it can't make eternity. So if you're going to say that the devil has the control over eternal hell and God cannot prevent the devil from imposing its eternal hell, you're basically saying that there's two gods. There's God of good and God of evil. Now, this is a very interesting thing because many religions claim to be monotheistic, which means there's one controlling power, but then all of a sudden the devil has control over eternity. If the devil has control over eternity and the eternal God cannot prevent that, that means that there's two gods. There's a God of good and a God of evil. Because if God could prevent the devil from imposing eternal hell, and God is unconditional love, then if you love somebody unconditionally and you have a power to stop them from getting pain that gives them no gain. Remember, we said that eternal hell, there's no gain because there is no outcome. If you loved somebody unconditionally and you saw them suffering with no gain, no outcome to that suffering, would you allow that suffering to continue for 1 second? No, because you have unconditional love. You would never allow somebody to suffer if there's no positive outcome. Remember, somebody who loves somebody could allow them to have pain, but only if there is a justified outcome. But if you're in hell for eternity, there's no justified outcome, which means if God has the power to prevent you from being in hell, it has to take you out of hell. And if it doesn't take you out of hell, it means either it doesn't have the power, which means that there's another God that has power over the original God, or God is not unconditional love. So make up your mind. And if you want to ask me, if you want to know if your religion is a scam, if the people leading your religion is a scam, is once you find something that contradicts itself and there's no way out, and you speak to the representatives of that religion and the leaders of that religion, and they have no answers, or they try to beat you down. How dare you ask me questions? That's the best way to know that your religion is a scam. Now, it's very hard today, in today's day and age, to say a religion is a scam because religion, everybody believes whatever they want and whatever. I'm sorry, but I disagree with that whole proposition. Okay, the way you believe, the way you think is the way you will act. And if you are scammed into a belief that is toxic and is built on falsehood, it will negatively impact your life. Okay, so before I go, I want to say a few very important things. Okay, is there eternal hell? Well, that's to tell afterwards. If you want to ask me as a rabbi, there's no eternal hell. In Judaism, there is no eternal hell. I don't really want to make this video about Judaism's perspective of hell because it's very different than eternal hell. But what I am going to say is that eternal hell is inconsistent with an unconditionally loving God. It simply cannot coexist. Unconditionally loving God cannot have eternal hell because there is no positive outcome to that eternal hell. Okay? And the only other way would say it, if there is an unconditionally loving God, would mean that there's another God that the first God can't control, which really means that it is paganism and it is not monotheism and it's not what the Bible is speaking about. Now, before I go, I want to thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. I want to know what you think about it. Is there any better way of explaining eternal hell? Is there a way of explaining eternal hell that could coexist with a unconditionally loving God? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your opinion. Or you could just curse out eternal hell like I just did in the comments and just say about all the horrible stupidity. I should say stupidity because anybody that says eternal hell and an unconditionally loving God, it's stupidity. I'm sorry. I don't respect anybody's belief in that matter because it simply contradicts itself. Also, if you didn't do this yet, I'm going to ask you personally one more time. Please subscribe. It means a lot to me. Right below, you hit subscribe, and when you finish hitting subscribe, a bell will appear. Click the bell. You will be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Rabbi Shmuel Koppel.